Hello! Minimalism tip for the day. Don't buy cheap and don't keep expensive. What do I mean by that? You can buy cheap things. I've been known to go to the dollar store and pick things up and use them and reuse them, and sometimes they're actually quite good quality, exactly what you need, and they were cheap. But don't buy things just because they're cheap. Don't buy duplicates of things because they're cheap. Don't buy clothing just because it's cheap. As a minimalist or an aspiring minimalist, I really don't window shop or go out just browsing, because that leads to impulse purchases. And usually, impulsively, you buy something, but it's so cheap. I couldn't pass it up. It was on sale. It was a great deal. Didn't really know I needed that new purse or that new pair of shoes, but they were so cheap. I couldn't pass it up. Don't buy things just because they're cheap, just because they're on sale. It just adds to your life, more to take care of, more to organize, more to purge later on, more to throw out, add to the landfill. Don't do it. Don't buy cheap things just because they're cheap. If you didn't need it, it's not really cheap. You're still spending whatever amount of money on it, and you didn't need it. But also, don't keep things just because they're expensive. Sometimes when we're trying to purge, when we're decluttering, when we're organizing, you get this guilt feeling because you spent sometimes a lot of money on something and then you didn't use it, you didn't enjoy it, or it didn't fit very well, and you're keeping it just because it's expensive. Get rid of it, bless somebody else with it. Yes, you've spent money on it, but you're never going to get that money back. Let it go. It's in the past. The money's already been spent. Move on. So don't keep things just because they're expensive. If they're taking up space in your life, taking up real estate in your house, taking up mental space, even though you spent a lot of money on it, be gone with it. Bless somebody else. Think of it as charity. You're giving to somebody else who would need it and want it, and it's sitting in your closet is helping nobody. If you were talking about clothing, it's sitting in your garage is blessing nobody. It's not blessing you. Every time you see it, you may feel guilty. There's nothing good with keeping something only because of the price attached to it. Quick and easy for today. Don't buy things just because they're cheap, and do not keep things just because they're expensive.